Carolyn, I will need a favor from you. I'm a bit tight on funds for transport and meals. Could you assist me?
Of course, Lambert. I'm always happy to support you.
I may not earn as much as you, but I am still the head of the house, as the Bible dictates. I deserve respect.
Lambert, I respect you.
Here we go again. Always grabbing every chance to remind me that you make more money than I do.
Lambert, that's not true.
Carolyn, I need you.
What you need is to get a job, Lambert.
Inspired by a true story.
Sister Carolyn, I am truly grateful for these gifts. Your generosity reflects the divine grace that flows through you.
It's always a pleasure, Pastor Lambert. I'm just happy to be of service to the Lord.
You have indeed been a vessel of the Lord's blessings in my life. Carolyn, I must share with you the revelations I've received through his voice.
What is it, Pastor Lambert?
The Lord has spoken to me, and in those sacred moments, he revealed to me that you are my other half, the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh.
Pastor Lambert, are you sure?
The certainty lies in the divine revelation, sister. We are meant to be together. If God decrees it, we must obey without delay.
What are you saying, Pastor? You want us to get married right away?
Delay is disobedient. We mustn't question the Almighty's plan.
I know, but it's just so sudden, Pastor. I never expected.
Sister Carolyn, when God speaks, we mustn't question but embrace his will. The wedding process must begin immediately. It's a command we cannot ignore.
Pastor Lambert, I believe in God's plan. If this is his will, then I am willing to obey.
That's the spirit, Sister Carolyn. Our obedience will be rewarded, and our union will be a testament to God's divine plan.
Tovia, you won't believe what happened today. Pastor Lambert proposed to me, saying it's God's will for us to be together.
It's a lie. You are joking.
I am being serious. Pastor Lambert said God revealed to him that we're meant to be together, bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh. He even wants us to begin preparing for our wedding right away.
What? Why would God only tell him and not both of you?
Well, he's a man of God, Tovia. He definitely hears God's voice better than I do.
Carolyn, the Bible says in John 10:27, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." It doesn't specify that only certain people can hear God. We are all his sheep.
Pastor Lambert wouldn't lie about something like this.
I'm not saying he's lying, but you need to be sure about this too. Don't rush into something just because he claims it's God's will.
Tovia, you're being biased against Pastor Lambert. You never liked him.
Carolyn, I just want what's best for you. If you ever need to talk, I'll be here.
Carolyn, it's been wonderful getting to know you during this courtship process.
Yes, Lambert, it's been surprisingly enjoyable. I must admit, when you first suggested we get to know each other under the supervision of an elder, I wasn't sure how it would be, but now I appreciate it.
It's a safeguard, Carolyn. We want to honor God in our relationship and avoid falling into temptation.
I agree. So, where do you see us in 5 years?
I see us serving the Lord together, perhaps leading a community or ministry. And I envision a home filled with love and joy, raising children in the fear of God.
That sounds beautiful, Lambert. How many kids do you have in mind?
I was thinking of 3, maybe 4. What about you?
I was thinking the same. 3 or 4 sounds perfect.
By the way, Carolyn, I will need a favor from you. I'm a bit tight on funds for transport and meals. Could you assist me?
Of course, Lambert. I'm always happy to support you. I will transfer some money to you as soon as I get home.
Thank you, Carolyn. Your generosity is truly appreciated.
Don't mention.
Now where were we?
We both want 3 or 4 kids.
So, how did your courtship session with Lambert go?
It was actually quite nice. There was someone there to ensure we maintain a proper and chaste environment. We discussed our future, where we see ourselves in a few years, and our thoughts on having a family.
Why was an elder there to chaperone you two? I think that is a bit extreme. You are not teenagers.
It's just a precaution. We want to honor God in our courtship and avoid falling into temptation.
So what happens if he gets an encounter with an attractive lady after you two get married? Say an attractive lady comes for counseling and there's no elder to chaperone. I suppose he is going to throw himself at her because as it stands, he cannot control himself. I also think whatever you guys shared was just lip service to please the elder chaperone.
No, it wasn't. I really do want 3 or 4 kids.
Good evening, I'm Carolyn G. Dunn, and this is Arise News Network. Our top story tonight involves a disturbing incident of stalking that unfolded in Greensboro. A 19-year-old man is now in police custody after persistently pursuing a young woman despite her explicit disinterest.
Lambert, man, how did you manage to get someone like Carolyn to agree to marry you? She's all over the news, so successful and elegant.
I don't see what's so special about her. She is not even that pretty.
Come on, Lambert. She's super successful. My knees would buckle trying to ask her out. How did you pull it off?
Wait till you find out she actually bribed me with gifts and cash to get me to marry her.
What? Bribe you? Seriously?
Yeah, all the gifts and special pastor's offering she was showering on me was to make me marry her. No man in his right mind would willingly marry such an ugly lady, despite her success.
Wait, if she's the only one interested in getting married, why are you speeding up the wedding process?
It's not me, Samson. She's the one in a rush. She told me her biological clock was ticking out.
Seriously? She seems so composed on TV, but if what you're saying is true...
You can't always judge a book by its cover, Samson. People have their reasons for doing things, and Carolyn's no different. She's just desperate to settle down.
Well, I hope you know what you're getting into, Lambert. Marriage is a serious commitment.
I know, Samson. Don't worry, I've got it all under control.
Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, thank you all for gathering here today as we witness the union of 2 wonderful families. Today, we come together for the wedding introduction of my son, Lambert, and this lovely, well-behaved young lady, Carolyn. Lambert, my son, I commend you for choosing such an admirable partner. Carolyn, your grace and poise have not gone unnoticed. I want to express my gratitude to Carolyn's parents for raising such a well-behaved and charming young woman. Carolyn, as you join our family, I want you to know that you are most welcome. With joy in my heart, I give you both my blessings. May your marriage be fruitful, filled with love, understanding, and unwavering support for each other.
Carolyn, I must say, you really outdid yourself with the funding for this wedding introduction. It was a tremendous success, and everything looked so elegant.
Thank you, Tovia. I wanted the day to be special for Lambert and both our families.
Lambert, you must be thrilled with Carolyn's generosity. She really went all out to make this event memorable.
Really? I thought Lambert was the one footing the bill. Well, it was a joint effort.
But Carolyn took the lead in organizing and financing it.
Yeah, considering the scale of this event, I knew right away that Lambert was not the main contributor.
Lambert and I are both thankful for everyone's presence here today. Let's continue to celebrate this joyous occasion together.
Carolyn, it's been quite a while, and Lambert still hasn't shown up. Are you sure he was aware of our meeting at 4 p.m.?
Yes, Pastor. We discussed it yesterday, and he confirmed he'd be here.
That's unusual. Lambert is usually punctual.
Let me try calling him. He's not picking up.
This is not like him at all.
Perhaps I should go check up on him to see if everything is okay.
You're right. Go see if everything is okay.
Lambert, why didn't you show up for our pre-marriage counseling session? I was really worried.
Why should I, Carolyn? After what happened at the wedding introduction, I didn't feel like showing my face publicly ever again.
What happened at the wedding introduction?
You let that friend of yours humiliate me in front of everyone, telling them I didn't contribute to my own wedding.
Lambert, I had no idea she was going to say that. I've already talked to her about it and made her promise not to do something like that again.
That's not enough, Carolyn. You should have stopped her right there, not just rebuked her afterward. Instead, you stood there enjoying the praises.
Lambert, that wasn't my intention.
I may not earn as much as you, but I am still the head of the house, as the Bible dictates. I deserve respect.
Lambert, I respect you. I never intended for things to turn out this way.
Words are not enough, Carolyn. If you truly respected me, you would have handled things differently.
Lambert, let's not let this come between us. I care about you, and I want us to work through this together.
Carolyn, what happened? Is everything okay?
Lambert was upset about what you said at the wedding introduction. It caused a big argument between us.
Carolyn, I didn't mean for things to go that way.
You don't understand the damage you've done. Now Lambert thinks I don't respect him, which is not true.
It sounds like Lambert has some serious self-esteem issues. I think he is feeling threatened by your success, and the only reason he wants to be with you is because of your generosity.
Tovia, that's enough. You've done enough damage already. I don't need you making it worse.
Fine. If you don't want to hear the truth, then I'll leave.
Lambert.
Carolyn, we need to talk.
Please, Lambert, let us put our disagreements aside.
I came here because I need you to understand something. You are blessed to have me in your life. But if you don't love, care for, and nurture God's blessings, you risk losing them.
I don't understand, Lambert.
You're not the first woman I've proposed to, Carolyn. But when they mishandled God's blessing, I ended the proposal. You disrespected me publicly, and I need you to apologize publicly.
Lambert, why are you threatening to leave if God revealed to you that I'm your wife? What happened to doing God's will?
Nobody is irreplaceable, Carolyn. If God chooses to use you, and you refuse to make yourself available, He'll find someone else.
Lambert, the fact that you have a track record of proposing to women in the name of God and not marrying any of them says something is wrong with you, not the women.
You dare to doubt that God speaks to me? Remember what happened to Miriam when she challenged God's servant, Moses.
Leave, Lambert. Every word you say makes me more and more angry.
Fine, but I used my last money to come here. You need to reimburse me so I can transport myself back home.
Wait here. I'll go get you some cash, but this is the last time, Lambert. Tovia, I'm really getting worried about Lambert. It's been weeks, and I haven't heard from him. I'm afraid he might have left for good.
Carolyn, he admitted he proposed to other women before you in the name of God, but didn't marry any of them. I think he is only feeling ashamed. He uses the name of God to manipulate desperate women.
Why am I even taking advice from you? It's clear you never liked Lambert.
Well, can you blame me?
I love Lambert, flaws and all. Nobody is perfect. Everyone has their shortcomings.
Wow, the perfect couple. So, what's your plan now?
I'm going to visit him. I need to find out why he hasn't contacted me.
Have you asked the elderly chaperone if he has some free time to accompany you on your impromptu visit to Lambert's place, so that you two would not fall into temptation?
Tovia, this is serious. Lambert, why have you been so distant, refusing to contact me?
Carolyn, I needed space to seek God and hear His voice about us. I'm not sure anymore if it's His will for us to get married.
What? I think your reaction to Tovia's words at the introduction ceremony is extreme for the offense.
It's not just about that, Carolyn. It's about the way you rudely sent me out of your house today. I came to talk.
Lambert, I just wanted to be alone. I even gave you money for transport to show you I wasn't angry.
Here we go again. Always grabbing every chance to remind me that you make more money than I do.
Lambert, that's not true. I care about you, not your financial status. Mr. Keenan, I need to talk to you about your son, Lambert. We had a little disagreement and he's been avoiding me ever since. I don't know what to do.
Carolyn, my dear, please have a seat. Tell me what happened.
My friend Tovia made a rude remark about Lambert not contributing financially to our introduction ceremony. Lambert got offended by it and now he won't talk to me.
I see. Don't worry, Carolyn. Lambert is my flesh and blood. I'll talk to him. He always listens to me.
Thank you, Mr. Donald. I just want to work things out with him.
Don't cry or worry your mind, Carolyn. I'll have a chat with my son and we'll sort things out. Nobody will take your place in Lambert's heart.
Carolyn, you can't stay locked up like this. At least eat something and go back to work. You're risking your health and your job.
I'm not hungry.
What about work? It would be a shame to lose your dream job over someone who doesn't love you.
I requested a leave from work. I won't lose my job.
What? Using your leave to cry over a breakup is not a very wise thing to do. Lambert is not worth it. You should use your time off for better things, like a vacation or something.
Maybe I should visit Lambert's pastor. I'm sure he can talk some sense into him.
Do you really think Lambert will listen to his pastor? I mean, if the man who gave birth to him and raised him up could not make him come back to you, I don't think going to his pastor would make any difference.
I have to try, Tovia. I can't just give up without trying everything to salvage what we had. I invited half the people in town to my wedding introduction. What would people say if they find out the wedding has been called off?
Carolyn, I must apologize on behalf of Lambert. I've talked to him, but it seems he is still struggling with the situation.
Pastor, please help me understand. Why is Lambert acting this way?
Carolyn, sometimes when we try to use money to buy love, it backfires. Lambert seems to feel overwhelmed by the financial aspects of your relationship.
What are you talking about? I've never used money to keep Lambert. He proposed to me because he heard from God that I was his wife.
Are you serious? I heard a different story. I was told that you paid Lambert a significant amount of money to ensure he marries you.
What? That's not true, Pastor. I came to you for pre-marriage counseling, and you never mentioned anything about this to me. Why did you keep it from me?
Lambert assured me that you two were compatible and that you would live happily ever after, despite the fact that it was an arranged marriage.
I can't believe this. Father, I come before you today with a heavy heart. I want to apologize for making marriage an idol in my life. I was so desperate to be married that I didn't stop to examine the man I was about to marry. I disregarded you and rushed into things, and for that, I am truly sorry. Today, at this altar, I want to make a vow before you, Lord. I am moving on from Lambert, trusting that your plans for me are far greater than what I can see now. I realize that I need to learn to hear from you for myself, to seek your guidance and wisdom in all aspects of my life. From this moment forward, I commit to seeking your will and patiently waiting for your timing in every area of my life, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Lord, help me keep this vow to surrender my desires and dreams to you. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Carolyn, I must say, you did an outstanding job on that case. The exclusive details you got gave our news station a significant edge.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. I'm glad I could contribute to the success of our coverage.
Carolyn, I was thinking of taking you out for lunch. I don't know. How does that sound?
I appreciate the offer, Mr. Dean. I'd be happy to join you for lunch.
Miss Carolyn, there's one Mr. Lambert at the lobby asking to see you. Should I let him in?
Actually, I'll go down and see him instead.
Carolyn, I'm sorry for being away for so long. I needed to be sure I heard the voice of God. Now I'm back to fulfill His will, for us to get married.
Lambert, I'm no longer interested. I've moved on.
Carolyn, I thought you loved God and wanted to do His will. His will is for us to be together.
I want to marry a man who is God-fearing and who also loves me.
I love you with all my heart, Carolyn.
Love is not just in words, Lambert. It's in actions, and your actions didn't speak love at all.
What do you want me to do to prove I love you?
Start by going to all the people you lied to about me, saying I was ugly and that you only agreed to marry me because I bribed you. Admit to them that it was you who was shamelessly asking me for money.
I didn't say that.
Do you want me to dial your pastor's number so you'll hear from him yourself? I heard the same thing from a few other sources too. I could start listing names if you want.
It was the devil who made me say those things. I've been through a lot since we were apart, Carolyn. It made me realize we're meant for each other. Carolyn, I need you.
What you need is to get a job, Lambert, instead of masquerading as a man of God to manipulate and con women.
Please, Carolyn, just give me another chance.
I have an important place to be by noon. So if you don't mind, excuse me.
Well, Carolyn, I must say, this has been a delightful lunch.
I agree, Mr. Dean. It's been a pleasure getting to know you better.
Waiter, could we get the bill, please? Good day, ma'am, sir.
Waiter, could you please tell me my portion of the bill?
Carolyn, no need for that.
I feel bad letting you pay for everything. I did order too.
Well, if you're so eager to pay, then maybe you should ask me out on another date. But right now, I asked you out, so the bill is on me.
All right, if that's what it takes. But seriously, I enjoyed our time together. And it feels good to have a man foot the bill.
That's how it should be. It sounds like you two had a great time. Anything else I can get for you? Just the bill, please. Coming right up.
Carolyn, have you heard the latest rumor? Pastor Lambert is getting married to a sister from his church.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. Who knows if he was seeing her all the while you two were together? He could even be using your money to care for her to make himself feel like a man.
I can't believe this.
I always knew Lambert was not worth it.
I'm going to the wedding.
Carolyn, I think it's best not to go.
I need to see things for myself, Tovia. I won't cause a scene. I promise.
Pastor Lambert D. Keenan, do you take Mary Arneal to be your lawfully wedded wife, to heaven to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do you part?
I do.
You may now kiss the bride.
Congratulations, Lambert and Mary. Who would have thought you two were a couple? Your courtship was quite short. God told Lambert we were meant for each other. Well, I wish you both all the happiness.
Looks like you are still flying solo, Carolyn.
Actually, I'm not. Love. Come say hi.
Hi.
Lambert. Meet Dean. We've been together for a while now. Dean, this is Lambert, the ex I told you about.
Carolyn told me a lot about you. It's nice to finally meet you.
Can I have a word with Carolyn, alone?
Sure.
What did you tell him about me?
Not much, to be honest. We spend our time talking about more important things instead.
Have you prayed about him? You need to be sure he's the priest of your house.
I have. And you know what? I feel much more at peace about him than I ever felt the entire time you were around.
Hearing from God should not be about feelings.
Lambert, Dean loves God, he loves me, and he pays my bills. Honey, we should say hi to the other guests.